Welcome back to this course, Introduction to the Kotlin Programming Language, a presentation of Coding Boot Camps. This is session 3. In session 3, we are going to do a group of brief videos on Kotlin variables and types. Here, we are going to start off with a Kotlin project that we are calling 3A variables. And within this project, we have our package variables and we have our Kotlin file or class called variables. And we're going to focus on variables and declarations. So there are different ways to declare variables in Kotlin. We can declare them as immutable or mutable, and we can also create inferred variable types or explicit variable types. So here's an example right here of our immutable variable. So we have this variable right here, and Kotlin is able to infer that this variable is a string. Notice there is no string declaration here. But it's also declared using val, so that means it is immutable. So we could not change it. If we went down here and tried to update the name or the value of name, we would see here that it results in an error. And here we can also see that another variable here, another string, is declared explicitly as a string, and is also immutable. Here we can see mutable variables. So we have our var, which we use var to declare mutable variables, and this variable country is inferred as USA, and then we update the value here. So we give it a new value. And here you can just see we put out the output here to the console. And just like we discussed, there is type inference. So we can see here again, there is an inference of string here. We're using val, which makes this variable greetings immutable. There's also an inference here as int, even though that we're saying it's a year. Be careful, because Kotlin will infer this type of declaration or initialization as an int. And again, it is immutable. And then we can see explicit declaration here. And if we look a little further, we can see that we are not initializing the mutable variable language. We're not initializing it at declaration time. So we have to use the explicit declaration. So we have to declare it as a string, and then later on we can value language. So let's go ahead and run this. So what I'm going to do here is just go to run, and we're going to run variables kt. Let it compile. And we can see here we have output Satoshi Nakamoto. We have output the updated value of country. We have output other name Rick Bass. And we have output the hello world. The int 2018, we have output hello 20, and our language French. In our next video, we're going to look at arrays.